Hi, in this session we'll be covering device basics such as powering up and how to navigate around the desktop. In case you have not viewed the introductory presentation, the topics covered were: what are your learning needs depending on your skill level? What type of device do you have? Noting your unique information and learning roadmap. For the purposes of this presentation, all you'd need to know is your unlock password in case you have an iPad, your login username and password, which could be for Windows or MacBook. What I hope to achieve in this session is to tell you how to start your device, the view of your desktop, the use of mouse to navigate round, and the use of keyboard. We will be looking at two scenarios, the first to do with Apple iPad and the second to do with Windows laptop. This discussion assumes that the devices are already set up, and I will not cover the procedure to set them up. Setting up the wireless, also known as Wi-Fi, will be covered in the next presentation. To power on the iPad, look for a button which is along the short edge at the top and press it down momentarily. Eventually the Apple logo will appear as shown above. The second stage of starting the iPad involves entering the unlock code, which is something that you should have. Once you've entered the code, you'll eventually get the desktop displayed as in the picture. On most Windows laptops these days, the power button is situated along the top edge of the keyboard. It may be a circular button or it may be a rectangular button. A logo is printed on it, which is a circle with a vertical line on the top. In older laptops, the power button may be on the side edge, either on the left or the right. If nothing happens when you press the power button, it might be that the power has drained from the battery and you need to plug in the mains connector as shown in the diagram and also into the mains wall socket. Newer Windows laptops are configured to prompt you for your username and password, which you should have to hand if you want to log in. Some older laptops don't have any username and password and takes you straight to the desktop once you've powered it on. This slide shows a typical view of a desktop on a Windows PC. It consists of, in the bottom left-hand corner, a button called Start, which when clicked will bring up a menu called the Start menu. At the bottom there's a taskbar which shows programs or documents you have open. Navigating around the desktop is done by using a finger on a trackpad, which is a rectangular area below the keyboard, or by using a mouse. Motion of the mouse is shown on screen by an arrow known as a mouse cursor. Most common work on a laptop involves the use of the left mouse button. If you click the right button, don't worry, just click the left button again. When you move the mouse, it moves a pointer or cursor on the screen. This cursor will change shape depending on what you're doing. In case of the trackpad, the movement of your finger will move the cursor, and by tapping on the trackpad is the same like clicking on a mouse. This slide shows typical keyboard layouts. On a laptop, the keyboard is part of the base. A traditional PC keyboard is connected by a wire to the desktop, and on an iPad and Android, there will be an on-screen keyboard which appears for particular operations. Pressing the Shift key lets you type capital letters and the symbols at the top of the keys. The Shift keys are on the left and right of the keyboard with an arrow pointing upwards. For capital letters, press down the Shift key and hold and then type the letter. For symbols at the top of a number, press down the Shift key and then type the symbol. In this discussion, we covered powering on your iPad or Windows laptop, operating the mouse, the desktop view, and the keyboard layout. Thank you very much.